Hey, first grade. Welcome back to part 2 of our Making Meaning book. We are reading An Elephant Grows Up, and we're learning about the life of an elephant, specifically an African elephant. This kind of elephant lives on the continent of Africa. And if you have not seen part 1 of these videos, go back and watch that first, because we are not starting from the beginning in this book. We are starting from where we left off, which is right here. Okay, so here we go. We last learned that elephants can be either, they prefer to use their right tusk or their left tusk. Just like humans, we use either our right hand or our left hand to write. Miss Jocelyn uses her right hand to write. Also on the soccer, when you're out playing soccer or when you're kicking a ball, do you prefer to use your right foot or your left foot? So similar to how humans prefer to use one side of their bodies versus the other, elephants prefer to use either their right tusk or their left tusk. So that's one way that elephants are similar to humans. A new surprise has arrived in the herd. What is a herd again? A herd is a group of elephants that live together. At 4 years old, the calf now has a baby brother. When full-grown, male elephants, or boy elephants, are much larger than the female. This little information text says, African elephants are the largest land animals. They're the biggest animals that live on land. Calves soon start to use their tusks for more than just digging. Here's a really big tusk of an adult elephant. They use their tusks for resting their heavy trunks or ripping bark off trees. Elephants eat bark off trees, so they use their tusks like tools to help them rip it off, to break it off. The tusks can also be used as weapons when needed. So when an elephant maybe gets into a fight with another elephant, they use their tusks to fight each other. Or if there is a predator that is trying to maybe hunt their baby calves, the baby elephants, the elephants will come together and use their tusks to fight the predator. What's a predator again? A predator is an animal that hunts another animal. Awesome. So we know that the tusks are a really important for the elephant to have. The brother and sister have grown a lot, but they are still growing. Most elephants keep growing until they are 30 or 40 years old. What? I did not know that. I just learned something new. So humans grow until we're about in our 20s, maybe mid-20s. Elephants keep growing until they're 30 to 40 years old. That's amazing. When the brother is about 9 years old, he will join a different herd. That means he'll go to another group of elephants and join their herd and leave his own. The sister will stay with the cows, that's the female or girl elephants, and the calves in her herd and start a family. The elephant family continues to grow. The calf grew up and became a mother herself. She is now called what's an adult female cow called? I just told you, elephant. She's called a cow. She's now called a cow. Her brother also started a family in a different herd. He is now called a bull. A new journey begins under the hot African sun. This little information text says, a mother elephant always watches over her calf to make sure all is well. Elephant mommies are amazing mommies. They really protect their babies even when they're adults. They protect them. Okay, so here's a really cool page. We're going to learn some really cool facts about the elephant with this elephant diagram. So last week you made a diagram with your velociraptors. Here's a diagram of an elephant, an African elephant. Number 1 is pointing to the ears of the elephant. And this information says, ears. Elephants have their own air conditioning. As elephants flap their ears, the blood flow cools their body down. So when you see an elephant flapping their ears, it could be because the elephant's really hot and it's using it almost kind of like a fan. It's fanning itself down, and it helps to keep the elephant cool on really hot days. Number 2, let's see where number 2 is pointing. Where's number 2 pointing on this diagram? Looks maybe to the feet of the elephant. Feet. Although an elephant can weigh between 8,000 and 12,000 pounds, they can walk in complete silence. Wow, they're really big and they don't make a sound when they walk. They rarely leave footprints. That's very interesting. I wonder why. I wonder why it is that they walk so quietly. Number 3. Let's see number 3. It's pointing to maybe the leg of the elephant. Oh, it's pointing to the skin. There it is. Skin. An elephant's skin is very sensitive. In fact, an elephant can feel a small fly landing on its skin. Oh, I did not know that. So they have very sensitive skin. What else? Number 4 is pointing to its trunk. The trunk of an elephant is the longest nose of any living animal. Interesting. Okay, number 5 is pointing to the tusks. Tusks are no different than ordinary teeth. So that means that the tusks of an elephant are made out of the same thing as our teeth, like bones. Okay, and over here we have a map that shows us where the elephants live. These, remember, are called African elephants, and they live on the continent of Africa, which is pictured right here. Wild elephants can be found in Africa and Asia, on the continent of Asia. There is a different species of elephant, that's a different type of elephant, that lives on the continent of Asia. And they look a little bit different than African elephants. They're smaller, and they have smaller ears than African elephants. And here's a glossary. We learned what a glossary is from our last making meaning, from our garbage collector making meaning. What is a glossary? Right. That tells us the definition of some words that we might not know. Okay. So here's what you're going to do for your writing today. I want you to write your own story about an elephant, a day in the life of an elephant. This can be anything you want it to be. It can be the baby elephant wakes up